Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel, and my name is Chaza. Right here to host a program called My Point of View, and this program is here for you to actually get to react to stories of the week and also headlines of the week. You get to give us your opinion as regards such stories. And on set, I'm joined by Himba Malambo right here with me. Himba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza, and good evening, viewers.
Beautiful. How's been your week?
Not bad, Chaza, not bad. A lot has happened, good and positive things. But at the end of the day, we glorify the Almighty God for giving us this opportunity to see the wonderful things that are ahead of us.
Indeed, it is not by mighty or power, but by the grace of
By
God,
His
of
grace.
course.
Amen.
Indeed. All right. Just in case you would like to also participate as a viewer or listener out there, you can actually get to click on the link that we are going to share in the comment section there. Or just in case you want just to send us a message and let us know that you are following the program, you can simply get to do that by typing a message right in the comment section. For now, let's proceed to view the first story. On the other side, we get to react to it.
We definitely have a problem. We love water, water is life, but at the moment it's too much. One, why? Climate change. Must accept it. Two, we have clogged up the drainages. That's what I've seen. People are building on waterways, on water passages. How did that happen? Poor planning, no supervision, and injecting politics in issues that have nothing to do with politics, but everything to do with community service. This is not how we serve the community. My message to all of us, Lusaka City Council, all the councillors, MPs in Lusaka, local government, water, ministers are here, military, all wings, everybody coming together, we work together, we will resolve this problem. And this time around, we don't want anyone to insinuate something which is not the issue.
That is our first story there that, is about floods and floods are seemingly so dominant, especially in Lusaka. Let's get to have, reactions. And before we get to do that, I take this opportunity to welcome Womu Kelebai to the program. Womu Kelebai, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, watchers. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How have you been?
Super. At least I'm getting there. Good evening, Himba, and good evening, CJ.
Good evening, Wom Kelebai, and it's nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Beautiful. We do also have, CJ who has joined us right here on the program, Chibonta Jule. CJ, good evening and welcome to the program. CJ, are you there?
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening, Wom Kidabai. Good evening, Himba. Good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be on Ubuntu channel.
Beautiful. Let me invite, the only lady that we do have on set right here to be the first to react to that story.
Thank you so much, Chaza. And on my starting point, I would love to say thank you so much to the president for having spared time to leave his beautiful seat to go and see what is on the ground. This is really impressive and very encouraging that the president himself, he did not depend on the reports which he's getting from the people who are supposed to report to him, but he decided to go and meet with the victims and have an interaction with the victims, which was very, very impressive. And that is what we call leadership. There are two things which I've picked from his speech. He talked about we are finding ourselves in this crisis or in this disaster because, one, climate change, which is a factor and which we all know, well known by everyone. Secondly, he also talked about the drainage systems and being blocked, and also people building in the places which are not approved by the right personnel. My main concern is when these people are building, don't they go to the local authorities for approval? And if they go to the local authorities for approval, what is the local authorities doing? Does the local authority allow people ukula mayanda in the places that are not, right places, or that are not authorized? And if they are not authorized, why don't they come in? Do they do the inspection to see in the early stages abantu nga balekula? Definitely, if the local authorities go there, they would see apa abantu bambomanga, and they'll be able to simon the person who is building on that particular area and talk to them and tell them the disadvantages, and if it is against the law, let them be advised in the right way and let the right decision be done. I feel some of these challenges we are having, the local authorities are not doing their job. If the local authorities were doing their job, some of these things would have been avoided. Even these drainages that are being blocked, if the local authorities, they monitor how these drainages are being looked after in the community, I don't think in Galaba now they would have been blocked. But because the local authorities, balaya, katrishinga kuma inspection, the engineers, we don't know what they are doing. All I can say is the council, the local authorities come in, pull up their socks and do the right thing in their communities so that we save the community in the positive way. Because the way it is now, we are even losing lives. Mulibana, Muja, their property being lost, a lot of things are happening. And where the people are supposed to advise and avoid such scenarios, they are there and they are paid for. What are we paying them for? Why are they drawing a salary from the Zambian account when they are not delivering what they expected to? I submit, Chaza.
Thank you so much, Himba. We do appreciate this point in time. Allow me to invite Wom Kelebai to react to that story.
Thank you so much, viewers and watchers and the panelists. Well, this is what happens when you have a sober president in the State House, or when you have somebody who is sober in authority. They will find the person goes to the people, sit with the people, identify problems, and even offers solutions right there on the scene. This is the leadership that we have been denied for a long time. We are lucky. We Zambians should consider this current leadership or the president as an opportunity or as a luckiest country to have such a leader that is willing to go to the scene and sit with the people and see for himself, like my colleague put it. He does not have to just depend on a written report. He went to see for himself, and there he made some solutions, some suggestions on how every person, everybody, all the institutions, the government institution together with the public should work together, should come and put their heads together and find a workable solution. That's leadership. So we are lucky to have such kind of a leadership in place, unlike what we used to see in the past years, where somebody was rare never saw anybody coming out of to the people to sit down or identify or even offer to console or even to offer support to victims. So to me, that is a plus. Coming to the issue of the drainage system and the way our infrastructure or our development have been politicized. These are the dangers of too much, when you involve too much politics into even issues that do not need to be politicized. These are the consequences. Many Zambians today, they have suffered a great loss. And because some engineer, some planners at local authority level corruptly issued land or issued properties to lands to people that they just wanted to favor. So to me, that was a mistake. And now what we can only advise is that those who have suffered suffered a lot of losses and damage, please let them institute legal proceedings against the people that allowed them to settle on those properties. Let them sue them for negligence. Let them sue them for having been misled, because people bought those properties in their own mind legitimately and they have papers. Let them also use the insurance. That's why Zambians, we should open our eyes, we should know our rights, that when we build properties, we need to insure our properties. When we have those properties that are above whatever amount of monies we have spent, so much money, we need to follow the right procedure. And if you suffer any damage to your properties, anything happens to your properties, you have a cause of action, unless you also knew that you did it out of malice, and then you're going to suffer a loss. So please just wake up and do the right thing, and let's follow the law. Daughter.
Thank you so much. And we had lost CJ. I believe he's back with us right here. CJ, are you there? It appears he's having, connectivity challenges. At this point in time, let's proceed and take a view of the next story, and we get to react on the other side.
Haboya tagorwibowa ofunsa sala kwa tisachite pretend wa minister yatipita bambiri imwe mungaichite ku understand kairi you've been haboya tagorwibowa ofunsa sala kwa tisachite pretend wa minister yatipita bambiri imwe mungaichite ku understand kairi you've been doing this for a long time manje ise ndise ba group 4 badolo kuti tinkhale ba group 4 ba minister Zambia ni yatu naise pochita explain tundu tumatichitako consider so that you know tiendera nako pamozi because iri bebede. What most of us don't understand is where uyu contractor uyu akongola ndalama kunapsa then apanga road ya Muzambia then ija road tizampasa kwa matogeti yamene azambotenga ko ndalama izi kubweza ko futi kunapsa then profit ni yake tinachita understand iza tizo kali kuti ba China niyonkhala so veve kuti vapempe ndalama zatu bakongole ndalama zatu za kunapsa mwati makolo batu bazambotenga napsa ba minister siuzanga cha situation yakuti bantu bakambochita apply baba uza chati no ndalama zikalibo nkhala ready basi 2 years 3 years mundu 25 years ba minister ili bebede. Okay, ngati so ndalama kunapsa zenzeko wa minister tifusa ko chabe kai Steve chita understand, so we may need someone to help us understand. So ngati banapsa bainazo ndalama zamene zingapange ko road why tinapase tolo ba ZNS tabapasa ba ZNS jandrama yakunapsa yetifuno kongola batipangira ka road kaili tima kamba kuti we want to find homegrown solutions for homegrown problems. So ba ZNS batipangira ma road then tafaka in charge of matoget so that makapanga ndalama zane wafunika kubweza kunapsa singa chaikecha or maybe tibasura tiba ZNS siwanga pange road yanzero cause ya tipita elo pa 25 years nishi matogeti yamapanga zingati kuti ndalama zamene zizapangiwa road za zingankale only retrieved kapra zingankale collected in the next 25 nishi matogeti yatu siya mapanga mamilioni mwandu zija zinali kusowasowa paka siyaze mamilioni aja so mu 5 years or mu 7 years sizinga kwani. Okay, kaili kumbuwe okufuti tinali kuona kuti sometimes contractor azapasiwa ndalama down payment aenda amba kukonza road time avisia aenda so tili assured kuti abantu tikapa sako za kunapsa izi bazaifikisa paka kundola road so but kunapsa zopasa vaja wamene wafuni kotenga maritarizi sizizamba kushota hai tikafunsa mzazitenga kuti no we are against it, we just want to be controversial tifuno chita ku understand na ise Zambia ni yapi olo awa bamene tinabo muno anyway futi problem kai ni ja kuti mu Zambia ukankhala kona mamilioni ni should suspected to be proceeds of crime sembeta wangene sako chabe bamene abatu kati kukongola kuli bene mikalire kuja kukongola kuli bene James Ndambo wose wawe wamazipompa pompa ati ni mamillionaires mu Zambia kwa kongolako so ndabafuti chai anyway tizaembekeza mtichaire ku explain tingazingo shusha na bintu bene stichita understand titandizeni kona otherwise kuli sevenangu wa group D iri bebede.
There we have it. It's an issue to do with the Lusaka Ndola, dual carriageway. Who do I invite first, Mr. Mkelevai?
Well, in the first place, you brought a comedian as a source of information or the concern. I find that a little bit strange, but I'll brush that aside anyway. But I'm looking at the issue at hand that is taking place, where the dual carriageway that will be done by our local ourselves at a no fee whatsoever, but with certain conditions that have been given to the person that will get the contract, that they can utilize the services of they can service our road through the utilization of the monies that are going to realize from the toll gates. And those toll gates, it doesn't mean those toll gates are from all the country, all the toll gates in the country, but they are toll gates specifically from Lusaka to the Copper Belt. Not all the toll gates in the country. That is, and these are the issues that we Zambians should understand. That we need not to be commenting on things that we are not well informed of, that we have no clue, that we don't have full information, we don't even have privy information over the conditions, the terms and conditions of this agreement. I know the propagandists have gone all the way and spread the words, spread rumors everywhere, but they have no information whatsoever on what is happening on the ground. They don't even have the agreement itself. We are just using innuendos and rumors or propaganda that we want to put or paint this bad picture of the government that is doing a very terrible job. You think, honestly, that this government will sink so low without taking care of whatever, without taking all these other issues into account, will go and give the road to a Chinese personnel to say, here you are, do this. And you think they are not thinking the way we are thinking, those questions that we are asking. And you think they are so foolish that they cannot look at they haven't gone through the pros and cons. Let's get the facts from the ministers, from the people involved. If we want more information over this contract, and if we don't know anything, let's not spread falsehood, spread rumors, or alarm the nation. Let's get proper information over this issue. We cannot be subjected to so much falsehood or fake news. People are busy getting so frustrated, getting so upset, thinking the government is doing illegal activities that are not in the interest of the public. But that's not true. That's not true. People are reacting on reports, just merely suspected reports that they don't even have privy information to. So my message to the Zambian people is that let's get factual matters. Let's go to the government and ask them. Let's demand full information, a full report over this deal. Because I don't want to start commenting on an issue that I'm not well equipped with information about. We need to know exactly, not insinuating and pointing fingers. We are not being fair to ourselves and to the people that are listening to us. So to my friends in the opposition, I just want you to know that you have to stop it. Just get the real information, bring the papers that were signed, and point at those figures or those years mentioned, if they are contained in the terms and condition of that contract. But if we don't have the contract, we don't have anything, we are just speculating, then let's be serious, Zambians. And this goes also to our government. When you have an issue that you're undertaking, please come to the people with proper information. Don't just announce things that you know the program is still in the pipeline. You have not even reached a proper agreement, and then you start announcing prematurely, which I doubt it. Up to now, I still doubt that you did that. There will be a proper explanation, but we need to know. What we know is that you have reduced, as a government, the original price that was agreed upon by the previous regime. the almost 1 point something billion to 700 million, I mean. So we know, but let us have information. Zambian people are entitled to know the terms and condition of this issue in question. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mukelebai. CJ, are you there this time around? CJ, good evening. It appears CJ is having, connectivity challenges. I saw, an attempt to speak there. CJ? Good evening. You are too faint.
Are you able to get me now?
Himba, are you able to get CJ?
I am, but he's a little bit faint.
Yes, CJ, you are too faint. We can barely get you.
I'm having a network change. Now?
Okay, we can hear you. Yes, you can go ahead and give us your take. Unfortunately, we've lost them. Himba, quickly, your reaction to the issue at hand.
Thank you so much, Chaza. And it's really sad the way people would love to politicize even something that is intended for the good benefit to every Zambian, because if that road is worked on, it's going to benefit every Zambian, despite of your status in society. We are going to benefit. So there are a few things I would love to point out. The way Ken Dumbo was coming out, this is the kind of information which is on the ground. And that's the way the majority Zambians are coming out over this issue. But I'm just going to make few comments because I really don't understand what is in the agreement, and I wouldn't want to mislead the masses. I would love to go through and maybe understand what the government has agreed with the contractor, because whatever we are hearing now, it's hearsay things, or whatever I'm hearing, I haven't had time to go through and understand what the contract is all about. But I'm going to react on a few points from what Ken has said, because I've heard most of the Zambian and even those professors in propaganda. That's the narrative they are trying to send to the Zambian people, especially those who believes in them, who can't really follow the story and get the facts on the ground. The first comment I would love to make, ZNS, I don't know very well. I stand to be corrected. ZNS are not trained to make roads. I don't think there's a training at ZNS that trains people to kupange misebo. My comment is, let the right people who've got the information, the skill, and who understands how kupange misebo. Because we know msebo tulela andapo. Isn't it just a few months or few years ago when it was worked on? Charles, it wasn't worked on this road. So
this road has really been a challenge. Yes,
Monies, my dear, monies were paid.
Yeah.
Through the PF, they claimed the infrastructure that they were busy crying. They paid a lot of money over the same road, and there was nothing that was done, and the road has killed so many people to death.
Exactly.
And today, here we are.
And it looks like a railway line. When you look at so what I'm trying to say is, let the professions, the right people, work on that road and maintain it. ZNS, let them stay in their lane. And Zambian people, ZNS, you shouldn't be cheated. I want one Zambian to come and challenge me at ZNS, eba pangilo msemo aso juro carriageway, eba upangile. The ZNS, they come in, yes, ukupanga little projects in our community with the guidance of professional or people who are qualified to handle that project. Secondly, they are saying there's no impia shaba shala pu impia shesu from the pensions. Is it pensions? Shala pu impia shesu. No, I'm sure the people who sit on this table to make these agreements, they look at all these things. I don't think if we, the ordinary Zambian people, we can be asking contractor, do you think these people who sit on the round table, they don't look into all these nitty greetings? I'm very sure that they look into these nitty greetings, and they weigh which is the best option. Which way will we go? For them to say to Alaya Inshira, now what we've already secured. Above all, the government, through the president, we were told that within 3 months, benefits. So there's no way they can go back on the promise which the president himself made. So if you are glad that even when we are commenting on these things as Zambian people, let us, I mean, we owe royalty to our flag, to our Zambia. If before we comment and we start misleading others, let's have the facts on the ground. Yet I don't think the whole government would say, okay, 10 to pango msebo, then the Zambian people will suffer. 10 to pange msebo, then the to they've done the assessment, they've assessed, they've evaluated, and I'm sure this is the best option. Let us have the time to go through what the government is doing and gather the facts on our own. Above all, I'd love to echo the same segment which Wom has echoed. We appeal to our government leaders that when there's a project like this one, carry the citizen with you. Explain to them what you're doing. Explain how it's going to affect, how it's going to be beneficial, for how long it's going to be. Because right now, most of the Zambian people are reacting based on the rumors, and those rumors which are purely propaganda, which makes the Zambian people to go home with the wrong information. I think as the Zambian people, we have the right to the right information, and we have the right to know what is happening in the government. And because these projects are our project, we are the beneficiaries, and we are the major stakeholders in this project. I submit.
Thank you, Himba. We do appreciate your opinion there. CJ, are you here now?
Are you able to get me this time around?
Yes, we can hear you. You can please go ahead and react to the story we have right now.
All right. Thank you very much. Apologies, technical issues. However, on the issue, I would also want to reserve in terms of commenting, because I've not cited the documents that I might be misleading. Just my head, I doubt if NAPSA has got such kind of money. Okay, but it would be good, and it would be good for government to re-engage the public so that there is transparency, and these things the information, proper information is given out to the public so that the levels of speculation may go down. I submit that's my comment on that one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CJ. And I'd like to borrow, CJ's opinion on the borrowing from NAPSA. If this contractor is a Chinese, they come and they are given, the contract, then they get to borrow from our very own NAPSA. I also really get to doubt it, Yeah, but just like everybody has indicated, we really need thorough explanations from the government so that we get to understand what kind of a contract this is, the terms and the conditions, so that, we can appreciate the efforts of the government. They can do better, especially that they have a lot of personnel, as regards communication, government's communication. I don't think they can fail to do this. We are, waiting to hear and get to understand what is really going on. We make progression, and, we take a view at the next, clip. Then on the other side, we get to submit our opinions. This is my point of view on Ubuntu channel.
the Vice President, kindly advise the people of Zambia, okay, about the criminality, no, about the crimes which the PF committed during their reign of gassing their own people who voted for them, the citizens. Thank you so much.
Order, honorable members. No, just sit down, just sit down. Order, honorable members, can we take our seats? Can we take our seats? Can we take our seats? I know what to do. Can we take our seats? Can we take our seats? Order, honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order.
The issue of gassing was raised in Parliament, and it raised a lot of dust there. Your reaction, Himba, to this story we have?
Chaza ila kaba mu parliament ila kaba nga I have a question. Pevenzo nyamuka benzo funo yamba registering mu parliament ngonifichana bezo chitika uja. Anyway, that aside, I think all I would say, I've enjoyed that performance anyway. Okay, as I said, that aside, my opinion is we still want to know people who are gassing us. We still want to know people who terrorized our country. We still want to know, and we want them to pay. And I don't see our members of parliament why they should be so agitated and so defensive when that topic is raised in parliament. We want to know. We've got to know. We have the right to know as Zambian people. Do they want this case to die a natural death? I don't think that's what we Zambians want. We want to know them. We want to know what happened. The government, the previous government and the current government, they owe us an explanation. The previous government, this act happened when they were in power. We gave them the mandate. So they should find out on our behalf and batwebe abale to gasinga chapwa. And our members of parliament, we send them to parliament to look into our interest, not in the interest of the gassers. The way they came out very defensive, it's like they were protecting abale gassing at the interest of the Zambian people. We want to know, we've got to know. We have the right to know as Zambian people. Life were lost, innocent people were killed. Innocent people were suspected to be the one who were doing the gassing when they never did it. So we've got the right to know. We want to have an explanation. And those families who lost their beloved one during that time, they want to know what happened. And they've got the right to know what happened to their beloved ones. I submit, Chaza.
Thank you, Himba. We do appreciate. CJ, are you there?
I'm here, Chaza. Well,
your reaction to this story.
Okay, my submission on that one. Okay, I don't like the way the honorable raised the issue. Okay, because it is a sensitive issue. It's an important issue, and the manner in which he raised it caused that kind of commotion. And it's an issue where it needed to be properly debated, but you find people got emotional because he directed it at the previous regime when he said how the criminality that they conducted. Okay, so instead of the issue being debated on the floor, you saw the commotion that that went on. Though I did not, I haven't seen the whole how the matter was really concluded. But sensitive issues, I think they should be raised such a way that the House, Parliament deliberates on them critically and seriously, so that the public is informed on the progress or whatever is going on. Unlike having to sensationalize things, you find the real issue might be buried in the commotion instead of it being addressed head on. So the honorable raising the issue was a very good thing, but the moment he raised it, that's where I find it was a bit problematic. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CJ. We do appreciate. I can quote from what you are saying is that what matters is not really what you say, but how you say it. So how the honorable, said or presented the matter was so much of a factor. Thank you so much, Mr. Mkeleba. Your take.
Well, how he said it, how he formalized his question, it doesn't matter. He was in parliament. He was protected. They have rules and the regulation that guides the parliament. And it was the duty of the presiding officer to maintain, to bring sanity in parliament. But when those other MPs, member of parliament, started reacting in a certain way, unparliamentarian way, that goes to show the caliber of parliamentarians that we have in our country. And that's why we are in this mess. And that's why we are in this situation, because of the type of people that we chose to go and represent us and enact laws that will make Zambia a better place tomorrow to live in. So when you see such kind of reaction, I don't know the whole story, how it ended, what it was, how it was even ruled, but how the presiding ruled, whether it was an objection or it was an order, we don't know. But the fact that you saw the reactions, because that is the reason why we're even talking about it. Why do you people in Zambia today say the guilty ones are always afraid? There was nothing to be so apprehensive about over that issue. The member of parliament raised that issue because it is a well-known issue that took place in Zambia, and he represents people, and some of his people probably that he represents may have been victims of the same gassing. So he had all the right to ask of what happened to what happens to the case, and especially the fact that it happened during the previous regime. So just merely to mention that fact, to say this criminality that took place in this guy's regime, nothing has happened today. So what are we doing about it? And then you see the reaction. To me, that goes to show that there's nothing. We are so unfortunate to be represented by such kind of. That's the kind of the opposition that we have. That should put our government, the current government, on their toes when it comes to checks and balances. Such kind of reaction goes a long way to show that This is the Malema type of, type of attitude in parliament. They want to do the same thing, but unfortunately, they have no clue why they were even reacting like that. Unless they have answers to show that what the other member of parliament was requesting, was asking, was wrong, and they have right answers themselves to say this is how it ought to have been done. But I believe the presiding officer took charge and controlled and put them in the right place. There was nothing. It was not even necessary for them to throw those baby tantrums in parliament. Kwati balevuta. These are just
All right.
jokes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelevai. We do appreciate. And the difference in opinion is what makes it even more interesting. And it's what, brings about diversity. So for now, let's get to take a view on the next, clip. Then we react to it on the other side. And just some comment from Facebook. I saw somebody who is following that I could not make out of the message they sent, and that happens to be ZamGNI. If you can please paraphrase what you mean there, would appreciate. But just the mere fact that you are following is a good thing to know. Let's proceed to the next, piece, then our reaction after the piece.
Residents of Ndata village living along the banks of the Zambezi Residents of Ndata village living along the banks of the Zambezi River have found Mongo resident Judge Wilfred Muma submerged in water. Some residents talked to by Zanis said Judge Muma, who was stuck in the flooded reeds of the Zambezi River, was heard shouting for help.
So happy kunangiani mukoko bafumana bachimba misesikumisa sesamba sabakupa tuso so baombola ko bafiti safari kamba ko batumbula mane mulio na banyama sesilami
batu bafumanire mwanuka ya Zambezi koma 6 hours kona kuli ne banyandira ulu banyandire mane ne bakopela nilikubu mane babandira ulu nekeli kwena kono batu sidefe akimunga upiro mulimu ili kuyi batofu manya kwa sibaka sandata kwale chole kwa moluba no pezi batuba nozo ina nibona mwaye mane kwa tumbulera muliro ne bakolobire kuina nibona kufuta baida bangulukelwa.
At the time Judge Muma was attempting to take up his life, was seen driving a Toyota Hilux GRZ 437 CX. Last week, Judge Muma appeared in the Lusaka Magistrate Court where he pleaded not guilty to cancellation a land title belonging to the Zambia Army and allegedly offering it to the former Patriotic Front government for construction of its offices. Darlington Kawambe reporting for Zani.
A story there about an honorable judge who was actually found, helpless and calling for help. There's, some lousy in the story that probably Mkelevai would actually, even interpret better. I will invite him first to react, to this story. Mr. Mkelevai.
Thank you. I'll paraphrase. Seluba bona selutwa inge bahuwa kulia mutai mutoni tusa. Lubafumani inge bachimbami kufita mezi na fitire mwamba ya bona mo. meaning they heard someone asking for help, requesting, shouting for help, that come and help me. And when the resident went there to see, they found that somebody was in the water, submerged up to the belly, you know. So when people are busy talking of somebody wanting to commit suicide, I don't know where they are getting all those things. You know, we are human beings. Judges are human beings too. They are not superhuman. They are human beings that are prone to sicknesses, that they can have any mental issue, any mental health problem. I'm not saying he is suffering or any challenges that they may have. But it's not up to us to start making conclusions and making innuendos or rumors or propagate over the challenges, the difficulties that this man is having. If you are facing, and now you can see how people are busy connecting the issue of drowning, wanting to commit himself with the anti-corruption, with him appearing in the courts of law over corrupt cases. How did that come about? Have you found out what this person has? Have you found out the problem that he has? Have you heard from him? Has he spoken to you about the reason why he went to the river? The reason why he was found at that place.
He went out fishing.
Exactly. He can go and fish
at night.
So what he can do it fishing. There's no law.
I understand that fishing
In
at
Zambia,
night is,
in Zambia, my
better than
brother,
at night, actually.
in Zambia, my brother, or in Africa, we can go if you want to fish. I don't want to speculate because I hate rumors. Because rumors destroy societies. We cannot dwell on innuendos and use it as a gospel truth, because we have no privy information about his situation. Let's get it from the horse's mouth. Even the family members, we know reporters went there and found him. What if this gentleman has a nervous breakdown? He's a human. He's not immortal. He can have all these challenges that any normal person has. But who are we to start even drawing conclusions? That's why I'm saying the opposition or the ruling party, you don't have a say over somebody's issue. We don't have a say. Let's get the real story from himself or the closest family members of what this man has been struggling with. But let's not dwell on no committing suicide. Listen to what is going on. It is just unacceptable. We Zambians should avoid dwelling on lies. Ubufi. That's why tukapia kulilesa twalitemwa sana. Ubufi. Would rather go to someone who is lying than someone who's telling the truth. We have no clue. If this gentleman wanted to kill himself, judges, they have rights to even own guns. It's easy for him to simply put copper in his ubongo. You gone. That's it. It's easy to go and buy himself ubongo wa crocodile, walia, because I'm here, it's toxic. Wafa nokufa, or logo, or whatever, or rat. There are so many ways. He knows very well that river is not that's not deep, where somebody would go in and jump or expecting to. It's like you want to hang yourself in a kneeling position. So don't speculate. Let's hear from the horse's mouth. Imwe wa propaganda twanaka muchalo n'obufi bwenu. Stop it. Just stick
All right,
to the truth.
Mukerewa, we greatly appreciate. Let's get to hear what Himba has got to say of this issue.
Thank you so much, Chaza. First and foremost, may I thank God that the judge is still with us and the life was saved. All I would say is, we thank God he's alive, and since he's alive, none of us has the right to create a story or to say what happened. He's there to tell us the truth. He's there to tell us what literally happened. So there's no need of us speculating. And as far as I'm concerned, we haven't heard any news that the judge has spoken. No one has the right to create a story on his behalf. No one has the right even to say he wanted to commit suicide, because he's around. He can tell us the truth, what happened, what transpired. So if there's nowhere where he has spoken to say it's because he went to court and because he was this what caused him. No, as Himba, I distance myself to such. I'll wait for the judge to speak. And as far as I wait for the judge to speak, I still have it at the back of my mind that this man, our judge, has the right to privacy. He can speak and he cannot speak, and no one can pull the trigger or no one can point a gun to force him to speak. I submit, Chaz.
All right, this is Ubuntu channel, and right now we do have a program called My Point of View, where you get to react to the stories of the week and headlines of the week. Let's get to the next story and get our reactions, and time will guide us. If we do have still ample time, we'll have probably 2 or 3 other stories. Let's get to the next story and see how far it takes us.
The pain of losing her baby before her eyes is still fresh. The pain of losing her baby before her eyes is still fresh. Martha Siamunzovu, the caretaker's wife at this farm in Mungule area, is still traumatized. On Sunday, her 11-month-old baby was mauled by this vicious dog after it broke loose. The young mother recalls how she wrestled with the dog to save her baby, but in the process got beaten.
Kamwali anafika boya mbonusha mwana munkosi. So kaja kamwana kanga kabwa kataba mami chigaru. Akana bwana kauza na tinchani mwana wanga chigaru chakwenda kudala pa veranda. Tyo kuboja mpira mwana kumbuyo. Tyo kumuluma mama china mulumira vatenga na chenzake na chebe cha bwela vatandizana bambana kuluma kuti.
All this was happening as her husband was working at the piggery.
Ninasoba vochita. Ninaye sati nipokoshole mwana ojabati vinakanga. Then nabwera napeza mupini wa katemo. Ndiye mwe ninacha ila ijagaru kumutu ninacha 2 times. Ndiye pamene inachita kwati garu ya fenta ndiye mwamene ninadobera mwana. Dobere mwana ninapeza mwana aonongeka kudara brain nze pa corridor. Namuguguza apa futi vovala ninapeza ya move lako chovala cha uko down ndiye mwe ninanyamulira mwana.
And another caretaker has revealed that the dog which mauled the baby has only stayed at the farm for a month.
Imbuenze hapana ninankala nayo pano manzi onse inankala nayo pano. Inafa manje pathetso. Then 30 nankala cha almost kanga ni 3 days nipewa na retire imbwa inabwera pano inabwera pa 2. So yakwanisa 1 month lero even irendo pano. Nabwa ni kuru kudala. So lo behavior ya veterinary boys bwino.
Meanwhile, some family members want this dog killed before another life is lost.
Monga is a band like Monga Street and Architect. Would be very much comfortable that the girl can clear the night where fire choker. And like to hear the girl is
in the meantime, the dogs have remained caged. as the owners of the farm are out of the country for business. Lucky Perry, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
A very sad state of affairs there. Let me invite you, CJ, to be the first one to react to this story.
Yeah, a very sad story indeed. Very, very sad that a life was lost and a domestic animal is an animal that is supposed to be man's best friend. Anyway, maybe there is need to have stiffer regulation in terms of keeping such dogs. But apparently from that story we hear that the owners were not around, they're out for business or something like that. So the caretakers probably are the ones that were releasing and caging those animals. But you know, in the recent past we've heard a number of these stories where lives have been lost by dogs, you know, claiming these lives. I think there is need for serious regulation so that loss of life can be prevented. You know, some of these dogs, I think siafunika usungiwa in places where there are kids and people like that. Certain things can avoid if certain measures are put in place. So it's a very sad story indeed. A very sad incident that took place. I end there. Thank you.
Thank you, CJ. Himba, what is your reaction?
Thank you so much, Chaza. And it's really a sad situation, very, very sad situation where we've lost a life in such a manner. First and foremost, I would love to appeal to the institutions out there to support this mother. I think she's still traumatized. She needs a lot of mental support. She needs a lot of counseling to pull through that situation, because I feel every mother would be so traumatized to see your own child being eaten like an animal. I think she really needs a lot of support, and may the NGOs, professions who can help her to come out of that situation, because it may cause her to go into a depression or something. She really needs a lot of support. Secondly, I don't understand why that dog is still alive up to now. I don't even understand. A life was lost. A life of a human being was lost. And then that dog is still alive. It doesn't make sense to me. And then they
are saying that they need to wait for its owners or their owners, you know?
So if they need to wait for the owner. In the process of waiting for the owner, where is our local authorities again? And if it is there, where there are no local authorities, they don't have the council, where are the leaders? Because even Pamungule Paja is just near to Lusaka. Why can that dog be killed and gunned down to wait for? What is so special about that dog against a human life? I don't see anything. I don't even, the time that dog killed the kid, it should have been killed then. And the owners should have just been told, full stop. So now they are keeping it there. So again, because already it has shown that it's a very vicious dog, very dangerous to the family and the community at large. So they would rather keep that dog at the expense of the lives of the people around there. Can something be done? That dog should be killed. I rest my case.
Thank you, Himba. Mr. Mkelevai, your reaction.
Well, my condolences to the family of the deceased infant. That incident ought to have been avoided or to be prevented had human beings with 5 senses secured animals. What the animal did how the animal perceived the child in its own mind as an animal. We cannot blame it. The only people here who are guilty or who are to blame are one, the owners, and the people that were in charge of looking after those animals, those who were supposed to secure those animals. The dog is not like a human being. That's a dog. That's an animal.
Kelebai, I would allow me, to react on that point. If a dog can kill a child, or yikala nankwe panganda, ingo wata yikala na.
Exactly. My point. Who brought that dog? Did that dog find itself? Did it come on its own to be where it was? Under the custody of whoever it was? No.
And I would liken, that dog to a lion. Let's imagine someone brings a lion, in their yard or in the community, and the lion, starts to eat people. I think, that dog is just like a lion,
It's the bleed. Let's just understand this it's nimbwa. Okay? That's why because it has no sense of responsibility or care or duty to take care or whatever, but it's the owner that has the duty. Even where they bought it or where they got it from, they ought to have been told that this dog is either dangerous, this dog has no patience. So it's not just about owning pets. We need to know, you got to know the history of that pet that you own and what that pet is capable of doing. And in this case, the owners of that dog are the people that we can point to say, you negligently brought a dog that you either did not even find out the history or how this dog behaves. I don't think they even had the capacity to go to the veterinary doctors to find out the history of that dog. I don't think so, because we take things literally. Nimbwa fie. We don't take it until something has happened. And here we are. We want to kill the dog. Wow, that's instant justice, yes? But would it change? Would it change? Would it bring back that child?
But
no.
Then it's not
would
about
the dog family. Would the dog compensate? No.
It's not about bringing. If we get from what Chaza, sorry my dear, I have to react to that. If we get from the illustration that Chaza has given, where he says a lion, umuntu aleta lion in your community, and says, me, I want to look after a lion as a petty, and then that lion start terrorizing the community. Are you going to say until the owner comes, that's when you're going, and if we kill this child, this is instant?
The thing is, that's the fact is that that's a dog, it's not a lion. I know he was given an example, okay?
So are you saying that dog should be left alive?
What the owner, I believe if the owner comes back, I believe the owners will also say, we had no clue that this dog was capable of doing such an attack or could do such a thing.
I still stand that the dog should be killed because already the mother is the dog around.
My point is that whether the dog is exterminated or not, the owners of the dogs are liable. They are very liable to the death of that child. They are the ones that we can point at. They are the ones that can be sued to compensate the family of that child, because right now we have suffered a loss of life as a result of a carnival. So the owners of that dog, the people that brought that dog, are liable. And if there's a criminal matter that may arise from that by failing to secure a vicious animal, it is the owners that are going to be imprisoned, because these are the laws that we gave ourselves. If we are to go into details about tortious liabilities and law of tort, you know that, or the criminal liabilities, we know those things. So in this aspect, ave nevambwa, bali ever in a problem no mbapa, whether they are abroad or they are within, that doesn't matter. The fact that this animal killed a human being, they are liable because it was their duty to secure the animal. That's what I can say. My apologies and my condolences to the owner, to the family of that innocent child. Innocent child. Nga kuipae mbwa, muipae, it's up to you whether you're committing another crime. But the fact is that the owners of those animals that ought to have protected and prevented those animals from being loose to go astray, they are the ones that will face the wrath of the law. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Mukelewa, thank you so much. And Himba appears, to have gone off in terms of video. Are you there, Himba? You still wanted to react to Mr. Mukelewa's, opinion. I'll give you that chance.
No, all I'm saying, that dog, even for it to be still alive by now, for me, I still question the leadership, because even the mother seeing that dog around, that's a trauma she's going through, because already that dog, even the father, the people who are looking after that dog, they are the caretakers of that place, and they are actually the caretakers of that dog. So they literally be feeding this dog that killed their child. The mother will be seeing a dog around that killed. And for me, I still stand to prevent other losses or life loss. The dog should have been killed by now. When the owner comes, they should be answerable, as Mukelewa is saying. But that dog should have not been alive by now, against a human life that was lost. Yes, the owners of the dog should come and be answerable. Let them compensate the mother and the father of that child. Let them even help them, whatever financial support, because I strongly feel seeing your own child, so that is a lot of trauma. The father, so already that dog is a danger, because what I know, most of the petties, it's very rare. So if this dog can literally bite the same child, the child from the Pangandopo Ikala, this dog is very, very dangerous to the community. And to protect the community, this dog should be killed. By now, it should have been killed. If I was the owner, poison, I would have poisoned that dog.
All right, speaking, as a mother there, we actually, get it straight, emotionally straight from, Himba there. Thank you so much. We do appreciate. Let's proceed to the next story and see you on the other side.
This is very bad. This is very bad. This is very bad. Ola mutabe. Police is akugwirani. This is very bad. No. Apa manje unachoka kupia track kuja. No. mupayise bandani wamene mufuna mupayise you driver ola mutabe itakopa. This is very bad. Manje watu wanatoka kuyaka kuja watu kwenda kubaka. This is very bad. Yes, you can say that again. We'll talk in court. Do you know me? Do you know me? Ule mwakuti weniweka walala hapa wapa ero ugambo zini yofya dimu ya wamuna hapa but siringa kuyo pen I cannot fear any one of you ata JJ hapa chika yaka even you be affected takukopa eniuze it's okay it's fine.
There we have it. An interesting story there. A very bold lady who went up and captured, some illegality and put it on camera there. Let me invite you, Mr. Mukelevai, to be the first to react to that one.
Wow, that's a very brave woman that deserves a round of applause and deserves to be recognized as a hero. That is the kind of citizen, those are the type of citizens that we need in our country, that can stand to bullying, that can stand against criminals, people that are breaking the laws, that are putting other people's lives in danger. She was bold enough to stand against all those odds. She's even told them, you are men, but there's nothing you are going to do. To me, she's a hero. And Zambians should, this is where now we should put away politics and start recognizing such people and give them, appreciate what they have done. That woman, she's a hero. A hero. And we should thank her so much. It pains me. It pains me to see how lawlessness still continues taking place. It's just a week ago, not even week, days ago, when the other fuel tanker got burnt and some lives were lost in that very act. We saw in other countries where people were rushing to go and get fuel after there was this there was an accident. But little did they know that the truck, I don't know whether it's ignorant, when the truck is involved in an accident and this truck carries fuel, to send the fuel, but you're looking into, you forget about other risks, you go and start think of money. Look at how many people died. So many people died. I don't know that video that was viral. I think it must have been from some other part of the world, where the people went and started grabbing fuel. But little did they know that there was fire from the truck. It caught fire. And all those that were there fighting for, wanting to get fuel, they got burnt. The fuel trucks, and I saw even the driver consenting, stopping. It is a crime. This is where now that video it's not just going to be viral. And this lady is not just a hero for just that, stopping that. She has exposed them. And we saw the number plate of the truck, the phone number, the company of the truck, where it belongs. Even the face of the so-called driver or assistant, he was walking around. Even the people that he was dealing with, those who were carrying fuel in the plastics, putting in a so-called, I don't know whether Nimoto Kanshiri, I don't know. But that is evident enough, and they are ignorant. They are going to pay for their ignorance. And they thought they were clever by attacking her, insulting her, showering her with all kind of, but they are in trouble, they are in for it. But me, the person that came out number one in this incident is the woman herself that took that video. This is what we want, fellow Zambians. Let us expose wrongdoers. We have gadgets, we have technology. This is what we still want to ask you. Use your technology. Film them. If you can't record them, film them. Because you cannot be sued for defamation if it is the fact, if it is true. There's no way those chaps are going to deny that that incident did not take place. So Mwandin, bravo to our hero. I don't know her name, but thank you, Mayo. You are a hero, and we shall forever respect you. And you don't know how many people you have saved just for this act you made. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mukelebai. CJ, quickly, your reaction to this story. Probably CJ is still, having a problem. Himba, a lady hero there, and fellow ladies right here. What's your reaction?
Chaza, that woman, she's the woman of the year. She needs a gold medal. She did a very, very great job. As Mukelebai has said, that woman, she should be recognized. I totally agree. Ilidia shidi ama truck drivers ukiwa mma communities, because from what I've seen in that video, that was a residential place where they went. Because on the other side, Kulina Mayanda, it has been an ongoing behavior by ama truck drivers. Wani valapita mumisebo ukiwa mma communities, that is not right. Imisebo shishapyangirwa ama truck, because these trucks, they've got in shiremo bafiro okupita. Vena vala mukupita mumisebo mutafiro okupita. Two, they do that in communities where iftemwa sana kuchitafira mma communities. And thank God that a hero who could put her foot down to such nonsense, she did it. Alamayo, wherever you are, na mubomba. And I also appeal to the Awakuma law enforcers. If such a person like what that woman has done, they should recognize her, or they should give her something just to encourage other community members that if I do such a thing, it will make a lot of people to be reporting such cases and to be going that route, and it will save our community. This woman, she's just I don't know what to say. She's amazing. I like the way she was challenging them. Iwemayo tampira okukulomba twala njebeni fye mlemula kwati muli baume, and those were men. Mlemula kwati muli baume na mitina, I can handle you. I mean, this woman, she's just amazing. I mean, she's the lady of the year. Please, may she be recognized on Women's Day. As we are going towards Women's Day, may she be recognized. Mayo alatepa kuleka, you've saved a lot of people, and if that truck could burst there where it was, na yadi ama bonse bali abachilami tukenselenga na abafwa, including karakene kato ito ikarabale vika mo yadi amasaka ya, and I don't know. So babikira mma plastics, then babika masaka, then wade vika mma motoka, and the driver doesn't even love his job. So this is again another part of corruption which happens among the drivers.
No, she's a great hero. We need to applaud. If Mami, we shall pledge. We'll be pledging our contributions just to say thank you. Ngani lunchi, or take you and your children elsewhere to go and have at least a 2-3 days nice life. Whatever you want to do, let us know. We'll get back to you. We'll help you, because what you did, this is what we want. She's a hero and she's very strong. And she knows her rights. Bali shiba ama rights ya waba mayobalia. And I loved the way she came out. To me, perfect woman. Perfect.
Beautiful.
We are
Thank you
very
so much,
proud of her.
Mr. Thank you so much, Himba. Let's, now at this point in time, get to see our last, news piece of video. Then on the other side, we get to react and wrap up the program. We actually feel for our, colleague CJ, who is struggling to join, due to connectivity challenges. We hope as we get to conclude on the other side, you'll be with us. Let's see the next piece and react on the other side.
There was confusion in Lusaka's Kuku compound following resident suspicion that a 61-year-old woman was having a sexual affair with a 27-year-old man. The residents, who were angered with the couple, said it was unfair for the old woman to have an affair with a man who was young enough to be her grandchild.
We are disappointed so much because that woman is our almost grandmother. But today he's found sleeping with a child. Like I said, a child. Somebody fit to be a grandchild.
House landlord Fraser Fanyanga says he was ashamed that his tenant was involved in such a vice. He confirmed that the young man was a regular visitor. And when asked to comment on the matter, the lady at the center of controversy, Jennifer Banda, said she felt pity for the young man after he asked for food from her, hence her move to invite him in her house. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Miti denied having an affair with the old lady. He, however, said he was surprised at how the lady's pant found itself on the table where he was having his food from.
So I joined up with a manje after a boy. They find out about Yakamba Nanga Kapdura, you Chachan. Nishiwakanshi, Ambuya, Brennan, Zando, Quinzando Tamans in chamber. But in Sina, Greco, Nangabote Bambuya now.
On the other hand, Mrs. Banda's husband was reported to be at Titanic Police, where he had gone to report the matter.
A story of flagrant delicto. Who do I invite to be the first to react to this one? CJ, are you here? CJ? Okay, Himba, could you give us, your feeling, your reaction to this story, as reported, regarding this old woman and this young man?
In the first place, Chaza, I should be able to say that vetichita pali story ni mulomo. Vetichita pali story ni mulomo. First and foremost, there's no law in Zambia that says a woman should not have an affair with a man who is younger than her. We don't have such a law. And secondly, there's no proof that they found them in the act. And even when they found them in the act, none of us has the right to judge them. As I said, there's no law that prohibits the two of them to be in an affair. And then above all, we don't even have evidence. And accordingly, the man, the young man is even saying, even the old woman is saying, you know, I think we don't have facts over that story, and I don't see anything to crucify the two. Secondly, we've been told that the husband went to Titanic police to go and report. I only hope as he went to the police to go and report, he's got evidence. I'm sure he's got the evidence. Then it's just maybe if we look at it from our country and our culture, that it's morally wrong. Our culture does not, accept such. But if we look against the law, I don't think and we can't choose who to love or who to fall in love with. And again, as also Zambian people, especially in this community, let us learn to mind our business. Certain things, it's not everything that we need to add a voice or we need to pop our nose in it. We don't even know the truth. Quickly, every day. We have situations where people in the community, unless they have more convincing evidence. But as this story stands, there's no evidence in this story. As I said, I rest my case.
All right, thank you, Himba. We do appreciate that. Let's get to hear what Mr. Mukelerai has now.
It's a very funny thing. Mulekeni umwaiche, mulekeni bambuya bakwe, they have fun. Umwaiche is 27 years. Bambuya bakwe bali 60. How old was she?
He's above age.
Huh?
He's not under 18.
Like we said, like Wohimba put it, to say there's no crime committed. All of them, they are of the legal age. They are of the majority age. So, excuse me, there's nothing wrong with whatever they were doing. There was nothing wrong. Unless that the woman was a married woman and the husband caught them in an act, then the husband has the right to sue the wife or even divorce or separate. It's up to both the couple to decide what to do. Or the 27-year-old, if he too has a wife and he was found in an act, then it's up to his wife to take up the matter and either apply for a petition for divorce or separation. It is entirely up to them. What they did, these are two adults under the law. They are all adults and
fully grown up.
And fully grown, consented adults to engage themselves in any sexual activities. And fortunately or unfortunately, if they were caught, unfortunately, they can simply say, yes, we are guilty, we were found in an act. Is that wrong? Yes or no? It is entirely up to them. There was nothing wrong that they did. They did everything within their rights, except for cheating onto their significant others. And their significant others may have a cause in a civil, not criminal, unless that person went and committed a crime, munganda, or raped the old woman. Yes, that's when now the husband may have the right to go to say my wife was raped. But where there was consensual, or you have no proper evidence over the act, then you go to the police. What are you going to the police for? The police do not enter into any social contractual issues. The police in Zambia only deal with matters relating to criminal activities, criminal in nature. There is no criminal in nature in what happened to Variaba Mayo, our 27-year-old boyfriend, or the chap she was trying to help. Problem Muzambia twakwata twalitemwa sana okubutukira kuma conclusion tula concluda and nga twa concluda tatukwete nama knowledge on what transpired. We just rush ubufi pulyabire na chilanda ubufi watampira kuli ifwe bene ma community wapitirisha bwayafika na uma politicians besu nombani everywhere. There is ubufi everywhere. So that's why I'm saying iseni tule konke fintu nefishinka. Know your rights. Know your rights. If you don't know your right, ask. Mwalikwatama lawyers abengi mu Zambia. Mwalikwatama abantu abasambirira mu Zambia. Ask them about your rights. Don't just start calling somebody ulindoshi, you a kabolala, you are a cheater, you are a rapist without any proper evidence, or else you'll be sued and part away with a lot of money to the person that you were calling a thief, a liar, a prostitute. So be careful, Natote.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukelebai. We do appreciate it. And looking at time is, slightly ahead of us. And I wish we could go on and get to look at, some other stories here and there. But this one that we have at hand is the last story due to time. I do believe that the people out there that are following and have been following, they do hold their own opinions. If you'd like to actually, add your opinions or your reactions to the stories that we've had on the program, you can feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. This has been my point of view, and I've had on the set with me Himba Malambo and also Bo Mukelebai. CJ has had a problem in terms of connectivity. So for now, from all of us, we are saying God bless you all. Do join us even next time. We are out of here.